This is the Business Leadership Series Minute with your host and best-selling author of Don't Buy a Duck, Derek Champagne.
So tell me about some misnomers or some outdated and dangerous ways of thinking or for investments that are no longer viable now. Like, what have you learned that's valuable to our listeners who may be looking at some of the old outdated ways of investing their money?
Well, I think the biggest thing that I would say is outdated is pretty much everything that a traditional wealth advisor will tell you, because they're based on a lot of assumptions. And those assumptions these days, I think, are very dangerous to consider when considering that this is all about, how you're going to retire and create a some sort of comfortable living for yourself someday. So some of the assumptions I'll tell you, and this is any retirement calculator, right? Mm-hmm. And an advisor, they'll typically talk about, they'll base it on at least a 7% nominal growth. We're talking typically about stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. There's also, and by the way, I'll say that historically, if you look at that, if you look at it in the S&P 500, maybe that works. But if you look at historically in terms of mutual funds, that's probably the growth is about 3.5% to 4% in the last 30 years. And there's a lot of reason for that. I talk about, for example, loads and so on and so forth that are involved. Even junk bonds, you're looking at 40% or 4%. So how are you going to get to 7% that easily, especially in a market and in a financial time in the U.S. that, in my view, is unparalleled? Never in the history of the world have we seen near 0% interest rates for 8 years straight.
Right.
We've got gigantic bubbles in the stock market. We've got crazy valuations. We've got every major player in this, when it comes to traders, like Jim Rogers or George Soros, they're all shorting the market, right? So, in my view, what the whole concept of growth and you're gonna put your money into the market, you're gonna do this, you're gonna grow at 7% per year, and then at some point you save enough, a finite amount of money, and then you hope to outlive it.
To hear full episodes of the Business Leadership Series, visit blsnow.net.